So good morning everyone. Today we'll start with performance of medium transmission lines part 2, where I'll be dealing with the second method of analysis of medium transmission lines. Right, if you can recall the last lecture, I had done the method 1 where I had dealt with nominal T method, right? And now I'll be dealing with the nominal pi method for analysis of a medium transmission line, right? So just remember, right, or you please recall that in small transmission lines we were neglecting the effect of capacitance, right? However, because of the currents, charging currents being extremely high, I cannot neglect the effect of capacitance in medium transmission lines, right? So in medium transmission lines, in T model, what we had done, we were distributing the line impedance and resistance, okay? However, in nominal pi model, okay, the series impedance is what? R plus jXL, okay? R plus jXL is concentrated, okay, at the center. See here in nominal pi method, R and XL is not distributed, however it is concentrated, okay, and half of each capacitance is placed at the center of the line, okay. So this is how the representation is. Now you can see that this is of the shape of pi, okay. So this is where this method derives its name from, okay. So in pi, what is the sentence? The line or the series impedance of the line is concentrated at the center. So if you see this, here I have R plus jXL, which is my total Z. However, my capacitance I have put it at the two ends, okay. Earlier it was C, it was at the center, so total C. Here it is C by 2 here, and C by total C is divided into two equal halves, C by 2 and C by 2, okay. Vs is your sending end voltage, Is sending end current, Vr receiving end voltage, Ir receiving end current, okay. We'll proceed. Now in case of nominal pi representation, the lumped series impedance is placed at the middle of the circuit, whereas shunt admittances are at the ends, right? What I have shown you, right? The total lumped shunt admittance is divided into two equal halves, okay. So what is this? Shunt admittance is Y, so this is divided into two equal halves, so it is Y by 2 in each, right? If you see here, in each branch, CD is your one branch and AB is your one branch, so C by 2 and C by 2, okay, right, is placed at both the, see, each half with value Y by 2 is placed at both sending and the receiving end, while the entire circuit impedance is between the two, okay. So Z is in between, right? You again see this figure, Z is in between, right? Z is in between, and here I have half admittance and here I have half the admittance, right? Okay. So we'll start with the analysis, right? So this is the figure where I have my total impedance and the shunt admittance divided at the sending end and at the receiving end, right? Now applying KCL at node P, this is my node P, okay. Now Is, see, Is is given as I1 plus I2. Is is I1 plus I2, okay. So let this be equation 1. Similarly, applying KCL to this node, so what I'll write now? I2 is equal to IR plus I3. I2 is equal to I3 plus IR, okay. Let this be equation 2, right? Now substituting equation 2 in 1, what I get? Is equal to I1, I have kept it as it is, right? I2 I have substituted as I3 plus IR, right? Now what is I1? See, I1 is the current through this branch. Okay, how do we give current? Voltage divided by impedance. Okay, V is equal to IR, Ohm's law. So I is equal to V by R or V by Z. Z is what? 1 by Y. See, what I mean is Ohm's law is what? V is equal to IR. Okay, or V is equal to, if resistance is not there, it is impedance. Okay, so V is equal to, what is impedance? Admittance, we are considering admittance here. It is 1 by Z. Correct? It is sorry. So it is not 1 by Z. Impedance is 1 by Y. Okay, Y is my admittance, Z is my impedance. So that is why I is equal to V into Y. Okay, now what is this Y? This Y is half. Correct? So same thing I have written here. See, I1 is Vs, voltage across this capacitance, into Y by 2. Okay, that is Y by 2. Clear with this? Right? Now similarly I3 is this, right? So again I have VR into Y by 2, VR into Y by 2 plus IR, I have kept it as it is. Let this be equation 3. Now I'll be applying KVL to the circuit. So what is this? My Vs is my, what is Vs? It's my sending end voltage. So Vs is equal to VR plus drop across PQ. So drop across PQ is what? I2 into Z, right? So that is the same expression, Z into I2, which is written here, right? Now further simplifying, VR, see, VR is kept as it is, Z is kept as it is. Okay, I2 I substitute, I2 I have to substitute now. So I2 is taken as VR into Y by 2 plus IR. Okay, what is I2? It is VR. See, it is what? I3 plus IR. Okay, see, come to equation 2, right? I2 is what? I3 plus IR. Now here I want to substitute I2, right? So I3 is what? VR into Y by 2, VR into Y by 2 plus IR. Okay, clear? Okay, next what I did, I took common things out, from this and this I took VR out. So I am left out with Z Y by 2 plus 1 and Z into IR. Okay, let this be equation 4. Now substituting 4 in equation 3. So I get Is as, see, this equation is for what? Vs. Okay, so I am substituting Vs here. I am substituting Vs as this whole plus Y by 2 into VR I have kept as it is plus IR I have kept as it is. Okay, now when I further simplify, I get equation number 5, which is for Is being this. Okay, so comparing equations 4 and 5, right? See, now let me erase everything. Okay, now this equation is for sending end voltage, this equation is for sending end current. Okay, sending end voltage in terms of receiving end voltage and receiving end current, sending end current. Okay, So what we have obtained? We have obtained sending end voltage in terms of receiving end voltage and receiving end current, and sending end current IS in terms of receiving end voltage and receiving end current, right? So now comparing equations 4 and 5 with standard ABCD parameters. Okay, so it is as good as Vs equal to A into VR plus B into IR, and Is equal to C into VR plus D into IR. Okay, where if you come back here, see, Vs is this whole thing, I have taken it to be A, this is my B, this would be my C, and this would be my D. Okay, so yz by 2 plus 1, right? Come back here. So what is A? Yz by 2 plus 1, A. So always you remember AD is always same. Okay, wherever it is, when we talk about the transmission line parameters, A is always equal to D. Okay, and AD, okay, minus BC. Whenever you solve this, you always get answer equal to 1. Okay, so this is my transmission line parameters A, B, C and D, right? This is for the pi model for the medium transmission lines. Okay, so just go through the derivations for the derivations or analysis, not derivation, the analysis for the medium transmission lines, right? The pi model and the T model. Next class onwards, I'll start with the numericals, right? Hope these things were clear. Okay, thank you.